say hello to their little friends. The nice guys on business.
He kept getting the call and he kept hanging up on him. And it was something like one day he stopped and he says to the kid, look, let me tell you how to do this, right? Like, you're doing this wrong. I know you're trying to sell me, but let me explain to you what you need to be doing when you call somebody, okay? And then I'm going to wait for your call tomorrow and I want you to try again, okay?
Wow.
And use these techniques or something.
Wow, that is really good.
To be in power, you don't need guns or money or even numbers. You just need the will to do what the nice guys on business won't. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that the nice guys didn't exist. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Look at that. You couldn't get into the meeting room without me letting you in. How does that feel now that you're not any longer a co-applicant on my Zoom screen?
Okay, do we want to just hit record and go?
I'm already hitting record. It's already hit.
'Tis the time to start the fuckery. Okay, you know me. I am very much a cost versus benefit kind of guy.
Yes.
So, listeners, to give you a little background.
That would be Nice Guy Community. Just
Nice
because
Guy
we've been
Community.
doing this for 10 years, it's fine. You just still don't know.
I was getting notifications
Yeah.
when Doug would, Doug and I share a Zoom account, a professional Zoom account. Although it is weird because we both have our own login, right? Like, we're paying for two different people. Oh, but I guess since it's on the same one. So I had been set up by default as a alternate co-host for Doug's meetings. And so I was getting many emails of like, hey, you've been invited as a co-host for now. When you're Doug Sandler and you get, 5, 6, 8 emails that say, hey, you've been invited as a co-host, and it's something you don't care about, no big deal. You just delete it. But when you're Strickland Bonner and you have so much shit in your email already that I just want to fucking get rid of, I reach out to Doug and I tell him, Doug, could you please take me off as the default co-host?
Did it work?
And so, well, apparently it did, because I was here before you. Is that why you waited until exactly straight up?
No.
Oh, it just happened to be that way. So I got into the meeting and I said, please wait. The host has not started. And so, of course, when I got in, Doug was like, hey, how does that feel?
How does that feel?
Now that I've given everyone context and background, I want to tell you, Doug, how it feels.
Yes.
It feels fucking great not to get 5 goddamn emails a day that I need to look at and then figure out, hang on, is this a meeting that I've been invited
Wow,
to
that's a
and
lot
I need
of-
to say yes to, or I can just delete? And the cost of that was
Yes.
clicking on the meeting and instead of going in immediately, waiting for you to come in. I'll take that cost every day and twice on Sundays. Thank you very much.
All right, I have a few questions that I need to ask just administratively. And maybe you don't know the answer to this, and maybe you immediately will know. Has it been this way since the very beginning? Because we've had this account together for many years, or is it? I must have changed something at some point, or Zoom did.
I think Zoom must have, because I have seen that announcement a couple times.
Yeah.
But I have definitely not seen that email every time you make an appointment.
So
I don't know if it was a specific kind of appointment before, and now Zoom is sending them for everything, or what the fuck. But
I don't know.
Like over the last 2 weeks, it's like I literally have gotten 15 emails, and I'm like, is this no, Doug's not inviting me to the meeting. Like, fuck, I gotta actually look at it and think about it.
You were receiving emails from all of my prospecting calls, and you know me. How many prospecting calls do I have?
Oh, way too fucking many, which I appreciate because I certainly don't want to deal with them. That's
Oh my God. These last 4 weeks have been, and it's probably been over the last 4 weeks, my schedule has been ridiculous. I mean, I'm talking about like meetings from, I don't know, I get up around 6:30. So I tend not to take my calls until about 11. So between 11 and 4, I've got like 5 appointments a day. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So it's 15. You're right. It's like 15 appointments every week.
Right? I know it's been nuts. And dude,
That's
more
not
power
good.
to you. I know you
Sorry.
don't like to work that hard. I look at your schedule because I can see your schedule and it's like,
Yeah.
God damn, you're fucking busy. Yeah.
I don't want to be this busy. I'm telling you, I don't want to be this busy. I really don't. And it, I'm not enjoying this, but I'm telling you, there is only a certain amount of time before I stop doing this. Not because that's a threat, but it's because we're going to put the right people on the fucking bus that should
Yeah,
be
so
here.
please explain, because I want some clarity too.
Okay.
All of these prospecting calls, are these ones that you are doing with our sales team, or are these yours exclusively?
No, these are all mine. These are all mine exclusively. I wish I could say to you,
Okay.
look, these are all like the sales team, and thank God, yay for the sales team setting up all these appointments. But no, I'm still fucking, interviewing marketing companies, and I'm still interviewing, not salespeople, but like I have a potential relationship being built with a guy that comes to the table with a sales team. Oops, did Strickland go away?
I
Is
hit
he
the wrong
back?
button. I'm looking for video settings because I'm
Got it.
dark, but I actually
Got it.
just hit the button, like just turn me off. I didn't mean to do that.
So anyway, I'm still like I'm doing all of these exploration calls right now. So in addition to the fact that I'm now trying to maintain our prospect pipeline and our sales pipeline, I'm interviewing salespeople, sales teams, marketing teams, anybody that's got a fucking good idea about how LinkedIn works. It would seem like this would be the easiest thing in the world, with as prevalent as the marketplace is with LinkedIn and contacts and all of that. Somebody would have a system that is painless and easy to say, I got you covered. I'm so good at this that, I think that we could have a podcasting business if we chose to do this. I don't think we'll ever do this, but we could if somebody said, you know what, I believe in your guest to client strategy, your guest to gold strategy so much that I'd be willing to launch a podcast with you. Would you do it on a contingency basis? And if I could track it, if there's some way I could track it, I absolutely would do it. But I can't find a marketing company that's willing to put some skin in the game. Like they all want to take 60, 90, 120 days, 6 months in some case. We might see some impact after like 4 or 5 months. I'm like, at $3,500 a month, you don't get $15,000 of my money to experiment. Okay.
That's so nuts to me. Let's say that hypothetically, I am a company that has like a significant amount of money to spend on marketing, right? Now, I understand that these things take time, right? If it's a good marketing company, they have to get to know you and get to know your product and shit. But like a month, 2 months, 3 months, like most of these marketing companies that we've talked to in the past have said, give us 3 months. And you know what? I think that's fair.
Okay.
But at the end of 3 months, I should be seeing something.
Something. Right?
How can
Something.
it basically? If I called a marketing company and they said it's going to take 6 months before you start seeing anything at all, I'm going to be like, I'll be out of business by then. All right, that's some bullshit. I'm sorry, that is just too long a fucking ramp up.
I agree with you. And then on top of that, most of the marketing companies that I've had a chance to interview in the past and even currently, they want X amount of dollars to set up the process. So they want like $5,000 to set up the process, and then they want to turn on the juice. And the juice is usually somewhere between $3,500 to $5,000. I think $3,500 is probably at a level that I'm kind of comfortable with. The thing I'm not comfortable with is exactly what you just said. $3,500 a month for how many months? Am I just supposed to have an open checkbook written to you? What does the newbie do? I'll tell you what the newbie does. The newbie does exactly what we've done. I get on the phone, I get on my direct messaging, I get on social media, and we build the company the way that I have built the sales cycle, which is all me. Now, why isn't there somebody that can do what I've done that just has a faster ramp up process? I don't know.
The other thing that's crazy to me is like we've tried 3 or 4 of these different marketing companies over the last couple of years, right?
Yep.
And we see what they've done, right?
Yep.
They're not like hiding it and shit. And the techniques that they're using, like we've picked up a couple and used them here and there, but they're just not that special. They just don't fucking work. Why do people pay so goddamn much money?
I don't know. I think about I think about the pro podcasting summit things that we did, the JV things that we did, marketing 360 that we did, and then that solo guy that that refunded us all of the money because he could. I said, look, I want a written guarantee, and I'm going to put it on a credit card, and he disappeared, and I just disputed the charge on the credit
Oh,
card.
really? So he never got back to you?
No, he never fucking got back to me. So I disputed $4,000 in charges on the credit card. And guess what? I got the $4,000 back to us. I'm like, fuck. Like, where is the marketing company? I don't care if it's LinkedIn or string and tin cans. I don't care what it is. And then I get on the phone with people, and a lot of these marketing companies, they want to explain to you the process. And I'm like, hey, listen, I love that you're excited about this, and I appreciate your testimonials and all that. I don't really care how the sausage is made. I really don't care. I just want to
eat it.
Right.
I just want to fucking eat it.
I just want to know that you can do the job, that you sound confident, and that you'll guarantee it. And if you can't, like, who has a service that they feel so confident about that they can't guarantee it?
Although I am curious though, because so let's say you get them on the phone and they're going to tell you the process, right? Now, again, having been through this a couple of times, we are aware of others' processes. If it sounds like the other companies that we've used before and that their process isn't that much different, could we just say to them, we tried this company and this company and this company. And by the way, we tried one company that was like, I would consider mid-size. I think the first one we tried I would consider mid-size. And then the second company we tried was one that, like, they supposedly had a team, 30 or 40 people, right? I mean, this was a relatively large marketing company.
Right.
And then the last guy was solopreneur. It was like he was his own guy. None of them fucking worked.
No, none of them worked. And they all have their various methodologies for outreach. And then what they want is the deliverable to get people interested. And, really what I'm looking for right now is, instead of somebody making the entire sale and setting it up, just set appointments for me. I'm really a pretty simple guy. If you give me a qualified lead, you've seen me in action. I mean, I don't think I'm a amazing, like, oh my God, salesperson, but you know what? I can close I got about a 50% close rate if I have a qualified lead, and not because I'm good, but because I'm tenacious.
No, dude, it's because you are good. Tenacious is good. 50% is amazing. And that second, the big company, if I remember correctly, that was the deal we had with them. Like, we were going to do our own calls. We just needed the leads.
Yeah,
right?
We did, and not one lead from them.
Well, if I remember correctly, I think after 3 months, I think we got like 7 total leads, and they were all shit. Like, even if you could give us 50 leads and they all turn out to be shit, at least it feels like you're trying and we could mold that. But really, it was like the first month and a half, we got 0. And then in the next 6 weeks, if I remember correctly, we got like 7 leads, and they were all like not even a little bit qualified.
And I don't even think that we have a difficult product to explain. It's not like we're selling business consulting services that you kind of have to kind of work or massage into a sales pitch. We launch and produce podcasts, and we help people grow their community, build their influence, and make money using this podcast tool that we have just built for them. Is that such a difficult thing to explain? Yeah.
We help create this really crazy, unique niche product called a fucking podcast, of which there are only, how many are on Apple now? 500 million or some shit? 500?
No,
I don't even know. 50 million?
No, I don't think so.
Everybody knows what a fucking podcast is.
You know what a podcast is. We help you actually benefit from podcasting. Okay, but people can't explain it in a way that makes sense, or that, who knows? Who knows? Anyway,
so you had another meeting with the marketing company, and how did it go?
Yes, the meeting went really well, and I think that Ira and I have a solid relationship of understanding what he's supposed to do, and I just want to understand what his definition of guarantee is. I mean, that's it. That now it's just a matter of guarantee, because I think at the dollar amount that he wants to charge, which is less money than the other 4, however many we've done. And he's got a 90-day commitment policy. It's like 90-day commitment, because I need time to make it happen. I'm not going to charge you any startup fee. I'm going to charge you $2,500 a month. It's going to take us 3 months to ramp up. I think you're going to see activity after the first 30 days, and I will guarantee you that I will get you 30 appointments within the first 3 months. I'm like, okay, but I got to understand what guarantee means. Does that mean that you're going to continue working until at no cost until you get me the 30 appointments? What does guarantee mean? Or you're going to give me my money back? What does it mean?
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Okay, so is he a solo guy? Is he a small marketing company?
No,
Medium size,
it's a
large?
big company. It's a big marketing company that has a lot of experience, and a lot of celebs have used their services. And I'm like, okay,
So he is a salesperson for this company.
he's the founder of the company. So he is
Really?
yes, he
You see,
said
now that
normally he doesn't make these calls.
right, just like normally you and I don't make these calls, right?
He's like, no, well, to his defense, the appointment was supposed to be with somebody else on his team, and he ended up taking the call. And he said, I will talk to this guy. I don't know what happened to his guy,
Mhm.
but and he spent the majority of the call talking about testimonials and the people that have used him, and that's great. And then he wanted to get into the technique, and I'm like, that's fine. And he asked me some questions about the company. I don't know what I'm expecting during that initial call. I
Mhm.
wasn't wowed, which is really why I'm just like, you know what? I'm not really wowed by it. I don't.
And
I want
did you tell
somebody
him
to say,
that?
no, I didn't tell him
Okay,
that.
that's okay.
Okay. Should I tell him?
No, he had a lot of great names. I looked at the website too, and while the specific technique didn't look terribly unique, but he didn't go into detail. They're not going to give away all their secrets right on the website. They did have some really big names, and some of them were podcasting names.
Let me tell you what was so impressive about the reason why I even wanted to get into the game with him to begin with. Okay, so somebody on LinkedIn reached out to me because now it's like when somebody sits in our guest seat, I'm like, I'm doing it to you. It's like
I'm doing it to you right now.
somebody on LinkedIn reached out to me. I'm like, okay, here's somebody that is a LinkedIn expert. They must have saw a post that I said looking for a LinkedIn expert. Somebody reached out to me saying we are LinkedIn experts. We do outreach. He will lean towards setting an appointment with me. I said, okay, I'll bite. Let's you and I have a phone call. He says, can you talk right now? I'm like, okay, so that was good. I like that. He push for the appointment right now. I'm like, yes, I can talk right now. He said, give me your phone number. I called him, and he said, okay, great. Let me tell you a little bit about our services, and I'll ask you some questions about your services. Do you have 5 minutes right now? And I'm like, 5 minutes? It's usually like fucking hour. Like, okay, 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. That's fine. He asked me about 5 or 6 questions. He said, does this sound like something that you would be interested in talking further about? Because beyond me, there is somebody in our company that you would need to talk to if you want to take it further. And I said, yeah, what you're saying makes sense. He says, okay, when can you do it? I said, can you send me an email? He says, well, it's not really how we work. Let's schedule the appointment right now, because this guy's probably paid to set the appointment. Okay, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I said, okay, let me look at my schedule for next week. And he said, okay, what days are you looking at? I said, okay, let's take the 16th at 2 p.m. or whatever it was. He goes, all right, great. I'm going to send you a link. Go back. Are you at your computer right now? Yes, I am. Go back to your computer. I'm going to send you a link. Okay, I've sent you the link. Do you have it? Yes, I have it. Okay, I'll take care of filling it out. Can you fill it out while I'm on the phone with you?
Right. He wants to make sure and get his commission.
He literally sat with me while I confirmed every step of the way. It took less than 5 minutes to do all that. And I'm like, if this is how they're going to treat my prospects, I want this guy on my team.
No, right? That's good shit.
So I'm like, all right. Then when the owner of the company, Ira, got on the phone with me and we had our scheduled appointment on the 16th or whenever it was, I'm like, he's scheduled for an hour. I'm like, is this really going to take an hour? I'm saying in my mind, it's a fucking long time. It was about 45 minutes of testimonial, all the things, slide deck. I don't want to see all the shit, spreadsheets, you know me. I don't want to see all this stuff. And then I said, hey, at 5 of the hour, I said, hey, look, I don't mean to rush you, but I allowed for an hour of this call. We're 55 minutes in. Is it possible for you are you going to send me a proposal? Are we going to talk about pricing? In the last 5 minutes, he could have done in the first 20 minutes, and I would have been a lot more fulfilled and a lot less bored with the conversation and a lot more willing to move forward. But because of that guy, probably the overseas guy that, had an accent, that was in a call center, that's the reason I'm actually moving forward, not because Ira was a good guy, but it was because of the guy that was the appointment setter.
And the other interesting thing is, as a good salesperson, right? Wouldn't you ask a prospect that right up front? Like, wouldn't it have been a great strategy for him right up front to say, hey, Doug, can I get a little information? Can I get a little background? Have you ever used a marketing company before? And your answer is going to be, dude, Ira, I got to tell you, we've been through this shit and I've heard the pitches and I've done that. And if Ira was a smart man, he would go, thank you for letting me know that. And he would do the quick version, right? He would have done version of this, right. He would have given you the quick version.
Right. I say the same thing. I'm like, hey, have you ever had anybody produce your show before? Have you ever tried to launch a podcast before? What's been your experience? And I want to find out what they need. You know, my dad used to talk about this old, and maybe stop me if I've told this quick story before, but this old lady walks into a department store and, you know, she's like looking for a heater. So she's running up and down the aisles, just looking for a heater. And she gets to finally to the heater aisle. And this sales guy that's been on the job for like 4 days and's got all this product knowledge. He starts to list every attribute and all of the benefits of the heater. And he, at the end of the presentation, which was probably 20 minutes longer than it needed to be, he said, knowing that she couldn't possibly have one more question, do you have any questions? And the old lady says, I just have one question. Does it keep an old lady warm? That's it. That's all she wanted to know. I'm like, does this service work? And can you make me feel confident in your ability? I didn't care about the testimonials. He didn't have to mention X, Y, and Z's name 15 times. So look, you got me. I know that you do this. I know that that you got Brendan Bashar and you got the Shark Tank guy and all the other. I'm like, fuck, I don't really care. I want to know, will this work for my company and will you guarantee it?
It's funny that you say that because I definitely think when I go into these sometimes, I do tend to do a good bit of research ahead of time on a company and I want to know about them, but I'll sometimes cut that off with them. Like as soon as they start talking, I'll be like, hey, I just want to let you know, like I've looked over your website. And so I'm familiar with who works with you. I'm familiar with your technique. I'm familiar with all that stuff. I would love to get right down to the nitty gritty of what you guys really are all about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of it. So anyway, this could be interesting.
Sometimes I pick up some sales tactics. Right. So I like to kind of wait and see. I like to steal enough information from them, not about what they do, but about how they do it. Cause this is what I'm really interested in as a sales guy.
What was the movie? Was it Boiler Room? There's one where I keep thinking it was Matt Damon or Ben Affleck or something. And he's like, not Wall Street guy. He's like one of these fucking, scamming, like, but super salesman. And he would be at home and he'd get a phone call and be like, hey, do you get the Sunday paper? Like some kid trying to sell him the Sunday paper. And like, he kept getting the call and he kept hanging up on him. And it was something like one day he stopped and he says to the kid, dude, look, here, let me tell you how to do this, right? Like you're doing this wrong. I know you're trying to sell me, but let me explain to you what you need to be doing when you call somebody. Okay. And then I'm going to wait for your call tomorrow and I want you to try again. Okay. Wow. And use these techniques or something.
Wow. That is really good. Well, I do get a lot out of, I like to listen to people for their presentation style because I want to know everything I should be doing. And I also want to know everything that completely turns me off as a prospect too. And I don't want to ever use those crappy things as a salesperson when the prospect is like, fuck, here comes that X, Y, and Z open and close, or, here comes the impending event close or all that. Like, here comes the Ben Franklin close, the pros and cons. Like, fuck, I don't want to do that. Okay. So that's what my week has been up to.
So prospects, are none of these prospect calls ones that you feel comfortable passing on to any of our new salespeople?
They're mostly, instead of let's create a straight line between me and my prospect, and the straight line is, are you going to start a podcast? Sometimes it's, I'd like to have you in the guest seat. Let's have a conversation, not a pre-qualifier question about the guest seat, but I want to find out a little bit more about them to see if I can determine if they're actually a good fit for our business. And sometimes it's really hard for me to explain that to a salesperson other than it's a straight line between us and the prospect. The straight line is podcasting is these are the benefits, these are the features, these are the things that will help you out with. A lot of times I'm kind of going off on 17 different tangents and trying to listen to what other opportunities are there in that phone call. Because sometimes those are the best phone calls anyway. They lead to a lot of referrals.
Okay, so these prospecting calls, why and this is not accusatory, I'm very curious.
No, it's okay.
Why would you have a prospecting call with someone instead of just putting them into the guest seat?
I don't know. Sometimes I do put them into the guest seat, and sometimes I don't want to wait. Sometimes it's like, okay, here's a good opportunity for me to have a conversation. I'm just looking through my calls this week. It's like, okay, here's one that came from a publisher. So now we're talking about his book first. And I'm not going to put one of our sales team on that. And I want to know a little bit more about their book and what they want to accomplish and and their goals. And I want to build a somewhat of a relationship with them before I put them into the guest seat. And sometimes I have the call with them and I'm like, no, I don't want to waste the guest seat. I don't want to waste the opportunity to put them there. And sometimes I do. It's hard to say.
But now, is it a waste to put them in the guest seat? Because if you're going to do a prospecting call, it's going to be 15, 20, 30 minutes, right? And that's the same amount of time it would take to interview them on the show.
Yeah, I don't want to, sometimes I don't know what I'm getting into until I actually get into it. Sometimes it's somebody who wants to have a conversation with me and I'm like, can I even mold this into somebody that I want to have as a prospect? Because I feel like I hate to say this because it sounds like there's going to be some ego, but there's a lot of power in my conversation with them. And it's like, I don't even want that person as a client. I could probably convince them to be a client, but I don't want them as a client. So yes, could I put them in the guest seat? I absolutely could. Could I probably make something could I make it easier on myself? Yeah, I probably could. There's probably a lot of things that I could do. Who knows?
The other interesting thing about these marketing companies with leads, you are, as you said earlier, and I 100% believe this and agree with it, you are a tenacious salesperson, right? As soon as somebody says no, and you believe that they mean no, they're off the hook, right? But they've got to fucking tell you, I don't.
I know.
Want this.
I give them every opportunity.
You will go back over and over and over and over again. So if these marketing companies would even give us leads that we feel like you could chase, right? You're not complaining that they send leads and I talked to these guys once and nobody wants to buy anything. No, like you'd be okay with that because if 50 people told you they weren't sure, you're going to call every one of them back. But no, they don't even send the leads.
No. And the leads that we have gotten in the past from the marketing companies are people that without a crowbar, there is no way to try to figure out how they even fit into our services. I'm like, how the hell? I told you, no early stage entrepreneurs. I don't want somebody that's just struggling to pay their mortgage or their rent payment to jump into podcasting because it's not like it's a free service or it's an inexpensive service. That we're a high end, producer of podcasts and we do a quality job. I don't want somebody that is going to be struggling every month to make my payment and their mortgage payment. Nobody feels good about that.
So everybody, this has been Sales and Marketing 101 with Doug and Strick. My name, again, Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hey-o.
Let's get away from the business talk.
Okay.
We have 6 voicemails, so I don't know what we're doing, but we keep asking for them and people keep leaving them, which is wonderful.
I got it.
What else do we want to talk about?
Well, I do want to tell you that at 4 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. your time and recording time, I actually have to stop because I have to go get my truck.
We have a 1 hour cutoff again today. Okay.
A 1 hour cutoff today. I'm going to get on my bicycle and ride to where my truck is.
Where is your truck? Why do you have to pick it up?
It's about 3 or 4 miles from where I'm sitting right now. My pickup truck, the 67, there are some issues that I am concerned about. If I'm trying to fix it, I'm going to open it up and it's not going to go back together. So I would rather have, I went to this, it's amazing what you find right under your nose. A mile from my house, there's a garage that has 50 exotic classics. And the guy is a long-term resident of Ojai, and his parents used to own Mayflower Moving Company in Ojai.
No fucking way.
Not the.
Wait a minute, not the Mayflower
like
Moving in Baltimore. It's a different Mayflower Moving Company.
Well, it's Mayflower Moving, but it's like a franchise.
Oh, I didn't realize they were a franchise.
So they own the local version of whatever Mayflower is.
By the way, for those of you who have no idea why I'm like screaming Mayflower Moving, if you weren't in Baltimore when did the Colts move out of town?
It had to be the 70s. 80s?
Early 80s, I think, when the Colts moved to Cleveland. If anybody cares to hear that in more detail, just leave us a voicemail next week and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, we don't have time today. So
Okay, so anyway, the Colts moved to I'm sorry, in 1984. Sorry,
yeah,
that was the year. So this guy whose parents owned the local Mayflower, he has a lot of exotics. He's bought cars. He's never sold a car in his entire life. So he's
oh,
only
wow,
bought them. So he's got
sounds
this.
like me and guitars.
Maybe so. He's got this warehouse that has all of these cars in it. So I go to and he was doing this birthday party, the 100-year-old birthday party for this guy that's no longer living, but he was commemorating this guy's life. So the guy was an avid car collector. So he had this open house at his garage, and I saw all these cars, which were totally incredible. And at that place, I met a guy who, as a hobby, has a four bay mechanic shop at his house.
At
Cool.
his house.
At his house, yeah. He's done this. He was a mechanic for 50 years, and in retirement, he wanted to kind of tinker around, and he didn't want to have it at a shop, so he built the shop behind his house. So I said to the guy that knows him, because this guy wasn't there, I said, do you know anybody that works on trucks? Because I have a 67 F-250 and I really want to do some work on it that I'm afraid if I do it, I won't get the truck back together. So he mentioned this guy. This guy lives a few miles from my house. I took it to him and he goes, oh, it's this, and this. I'm like, can you fix that? He goes, yeah. Is it an easy or hard fix? He says, you probably could do it. If you wanted to, I could tell you what to do. I said, no, you do it. So I took him in the car yesterday and it's ready today, $200.
Oh my God. And I want to ask, does anyone out there, any person have an experience with a mechanic where you take something to the mechanic and they tell you, it's not really that hard. You could do it. Would you like me to teach you how to do it? Or would you rather me do it? No, that never fucking happens. It's always, it's really fucking complicated and it's going to be expensive.
I know, it involved a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
He gives me his flashlight when I go over to his house yesterday. He says, get under the car, flash the flashlight up here. See that? And he pointed to it with his whatever. And I said, yeah, I see that. He says, that was installed wrong by the last guy that replaced it. That needs to be replaced because that's what's causing this leak in your car, which is causing all of these other issues.
Oh,
so I'm
nice.
I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. So it was basically a fuel pump and a gasket and a couple of other things that needed to be fixed. I'm like, this is amazing. Thank you. I said, how can I just use your shop? Can you just tell me what to do and I will do it? I'm a really good guy at running errands. Just tell me what you need me to do. He's like, I like working alone, basically.
That's funny.
So I'm going to pick it up. So right after this, I told him I'd be there at 4:30, and it's
Nice.
it gives us about a half hour because I want to allow myself half hour to go to the bank to get the $200 in cash, which is what he needs to be paid.
Of course, cash. He can't show it as
no,
as
he doesn't
income.
want to, cash is best.
Are you a leftovers guy?
I wasn't a leftovers guy until I met JJ, and I am absolutely a leftovers guy now. Why do you ask?
Well, I'm curious. What's your MO when it comes to leftovers? Like, you'll cook and there will be leftovers, and then you put them in the fridge and eat them in a couple of days, or you put them in the freezer, or what's your normal?
No, always in the refrigerator. Very rarely in the freezer, unless it's something that was made with the purpose of we're just going to eat some of it tonight, and then we're going to freeze the rest of it for a later date, like a vegetable soup or something like that could stay for a really long time in the freezer. But mostly, eat it, fridge it, and eat it again. Like right now, I probably have 3 or 4 things in the refrigerator for the last couple of days because JJ's in Mexico with her group, and I don't usually finish everything, so I put it in the fridge and I will go back and eat it.
And of the leftovers that you put in the fridge, what percentage would you say you end up throwing away because you just didn't get around to eating them?
Oh, very rare that anything gets thrown out. Everything usually gets eaten. If it doesn't get eaten by me, it will get eaten by JJ because she's got a much higher tolerance for how long she lets it stay in the refrigerator.
Oh, I feel that. I definitely have that same tolerance, but that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when you used to live in Elk Ridge, I had come to your house a couple of times and there was you guys had a lot of leftovers. You were a big leftover family. So yeah, but you could let something stay in the refrigerator short of green fuzz growing on it and you'd still be okay with eating it, right?
Oh, hell, if there's green fuzz on it, I just scrape that shit off. Come on.
Yeah, I can't. Anything that is even remotely close to any kind of fuzziness or discoloration or funk in the smell definitely gets thrown away by me. But JJ will give it a lot more of a look than I will.
So the reason I bring it up,
Mhm.
my daughter, Amanda, is living with me, as you well know, and she's getting ready to join the Air Force. She's going for her
Oh,
physical April
nice.
22nd and 23rd, which is very exciting. And then from there, assuming everything goes well with the physical, it'll be a couple of weeks to like a couple of months, and they'll call her up and she'll go.
She's
But
gonna be a whack.
Women's Air Corps whack?
Wait a
Isn't
minute.
that a? I don't think
What's
so.
women in the Air Force are called?
Are they called
Women
whacks? I don't
in
know that.
Air.
Hmm.
Wait a minute. Air Force are called. The new unified group is called they're called WASPs now.
Oh, wasps.
Women's Air Force Service Pilots, WASP.
I don't think that has a great connotation. That anagram.
What
Not
is
anagram.
a
What the hell is
whack
that thing? It's a
in,
forgot what it's called.
what is a whack in the Army? Even before an attack on part. Oh yeah, Women's Army Auxiliary Corps is called WACS. They were the military and congressional leaders had considered creating a Women's Army Auxiliary Corps, which would provide women to fill office. Oh no, sorry, she's definitely not a WAC. She's not filling an officer clerical role. She's going to be probably the one to drop bombs. She's going to be a bomb
who
dropper.
knows? Anyway, so she is big on leftovers. Like she'll cook. She loves to cook, and she'll cook, and we'll have leftovers, and there will be leftovers in the fridge. And typically, I would say I could guesstimate right now. We probably have leftovers from 6, 7 meals in the fridge right now.
Wow, that's a lot.
Now, the percentage of those that will eventually get thrown away,
Yes.
probably 80 to 85% plus. Now,
Why you make so much food then?
I don't make it.
No,
That's the
I'm saying
thing.
why would she make so much food? Why not just make less food?
It annoys the fuck out of me. And tell you something else. So I know we haven't talked about this yet, but I've been seeing somebody I've been dating, and about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I went over to this woman's house. She made me dinner, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
And she made enough for me to have leftovers, which I brought home.
Yeah.
That was all good, right? And so a couple of days later, Amanda was like, "Hey, what's this in the fridge?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's my leftovers." Like, Vera made me dinner, and she'd already been munching on it a bit, right? She's like, "Well, it was in the fridge, so I started eating
Okay.
it, right?"
Did you mind that? Did you care?
It was really delicious, and I would have preferred to eat it all
I
myself,
got it.
but
Yep.
or it would have been nice if she'd asked before she started eating. But then I ended up finishing them the next day or two after that. And I look in the fridge, and there are at least 3 or 4 leftovers of her meals that she cooked that have gone bad. Like, not only does she not eat the leftovers, but when she does eat leftovers, she eats my fucking leftovers.
Why? Okay. So there are a couple things that come to mind here. Number one, do you have a leftover rule? Like, let's say that I order Thai food. Okay. And I order Thai food and I eat 60% of the Thai food, which means there's 40% of the Thai food left. If that's in the refrigerator and it was my Thai food, not because I bought it, but because it was my intention to eat that food. If JJ went in there, she wouldn't just eat my Thai food. She would eat her leftover Thai food or whatever she had left over from a previous meal. But without asking me, I think she's breaking a rule. So there's got to be a leftover rule. Is there?
No,
one?
I totally agree with that. I mean, if I was going to eat any leftovers in the fridge, even though there are, 5 or 8 different leftovers, I would ask my daughter if it was her, "Hey, is it okay if I eat this?" Because it's her leftovers, even though it's food that I paid for, but that's a whole nother story.
Then the other question is, well, why are there leftovers so prevalent in your house? Why is there so much food being made that you can't eat it? Is the recipe so much that you can't reduce it when you're making it? So, or are you guys just not eating enough when you're sitting down to eat? Or do you not like it enough?
There's a couple of possibilities. It could be that, her eyes are bigger than her stomach, and that's okay. It could be that she's planning to make enough that she has leftovers and then ends up not eating them, which you would think maybe like the history, maybe she would have realized that she doesn't do that very much. Now,
how often does this occur?
All the goddamn time. I mean, there's
so
constantly some kind of leftovers in my fridge that are not mine. But the other possibility is, you know what? She made the whole recipe thinking that she wanted to eat them all, like the whole eye's bigger than your stomach, right?
Right.
As Americans, I think we typically have a very bad habit of eating everything that's on our plate, right? Like your parents would make you feel bad.
I don't have that. I stop when I'm full, which is probably why I'm 6'4" and 180 pounds or whatever it is. It's like, okay, well, you're too thin. I don't have that habit, but I know that many people do. It's like JJ will eat everything on her plate because I think there was some rule when you were growing up that said if you take it, you've got to eat it. I'm like, no, when I'm done, I'm done. I will put the rest I won't throw it out. I used to throw it out. Now I don't throw it out anymore. I just put it in the fridge.
Well, that's healthy. And so I think if that's the reason she has leftovers, I'm happy with that. I'm good that she's not eating more than she should,
right,
or more than she wants to, just because she feels the obligation to make sure the food doesn't go to waste or get thrown away. So that's all good. But
does it make it to the plate and then it goes to the fridge, or is it still in the pan because it was too much to serve as a single serving or servings of two if you guys are both eating together?
I think typically it does not make it to the plate. Sometimes it does, but I think she likes to make stuff and like she'll put a portion on the plate and then realize that's enough and wrap the rest. Yeah.
All right. And maybe it's a part of the culture. I know that Kim, that your previous wife, Kim always had a weight issue that she was dealing with. And maybe part of it is I'm going to make more and look how proud you are of me that I'm not eating it all. Maybe there's some of that involved. I don't know. I don't know the psychology of leftovers at all. I'm like, it's food. Some people eat to live and some people live to eat. And it's like, I like good food, but I'm not an excess consumer of food. So I've never eaten emotionally. I know a lot of people in life do, but I couldn't care less about food really. I like it to taste good, but I don't like crave food. Who knows?
I love to eat. That's the problem. But that's why I eat one meal a day, and that's why I'm, not bigger than I am. But I when it's good food, I just love to eat, and I do tend to eat too much sometimes. But I eat less often, and I'll eat a larger portion sometimes. But it's all good.
Okay.
I think we should get to.
All right, let's get right to it. We got 20 minutes, and we got a bunch of voicemails. Well, that's another part of this. You're just going to have to deal with it because that's. Oops,
Darn,
I shared my screen. Hold on. I shared my screen with you. I didn't mean to do that.
Okay,
I meant to give you screen share capability, make you co-host. Here it is. Okay, you can do it now.
Okay, we got that, and we got this, and then we got share sound, and then we got that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, 6 voicemails. So people like us still, apparently.
Yeah, let's dig right into this.
Dive right in. Here we go.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
Okay, do you get a lot of spam texts?
Oh my God, all the time.
Oh my God. And they're just
and phone calls too.
Oh yeah. Well, the phone calls I don't even answer,
No, I don't answer any of them, but I get them. Like,
yeah.
Are we still meeting at noon today?
Right.
Like,
I just got one. Hey, what time are we going to play golf tomorrow? Do you have time? Like, no, I don't fucking know you. This is goddamn spam.
All I do is I don't even respond to it. I just block the caller.
Right. Well, that's what I just did. I'm not responding to that shit. It's just they're trying to get more creative, but no.
It's funny when you said the golf thing. The first thing I always think of is somebody saying to me, "Are we still on at noon today?" Because that's usually like, "Hey, I missed it. I missed you at the meeting last night." I'm like, don't fucking go there with me. If it's not a number that's in my phone, I don't know you and I don't want to know you.
No. Okay, here we go. Voicemail number 1.
Do it.
Hey, Doug, Trick, Jared here. So you guys just now hit voicemails, and you're talking about Daily, and I think it was the Journal. Anyways, Strick, you said that you feel like they're more centrist, and wow, dude, how far left are you that they're centrist? Because they are nowhere near centrist.
I don't know what that is.
You can tell just by the titles of their episodes, they're pretty heavy left. I have listened to a few episodes, so yes, I do believe that, even after listening. And I did give them a chance. Anytime you said, hey, go listen to this, I go listen. Matter of fact, I listened to one before this, and it's the Trump problem. Yeah, I listened to it. But anyways, there's nothing central about them. They're completely biased, 100%. Anyways, guys, love the show. Can't wait to hear where this goes. See ya.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious about that. Now, I think everybody's doing crazy titles like clickbait. You know, they're trying to get more attention. There was one daily episode like about a month ago that it was some weird, crazy clickbaitish title, and they never got to it at all. And it was like, what the fuck?
What you mean? The title was it had nothing to do with the content, and they never explained that.
Yeah, it had very little to do with content. Now that's pretty rare, I think, with the daily, but it did happen that one time.
The daily is just literally one story. How could it not be related to the title itself?
You see, now I can't remember. I should have made a note about it because I can't remember what it was. But there was something in the title where I was like, yeah. I can't remember.
They never got to. Are you sure you listened to the right one?
Yeah, I mean,
I've never heard them do that ever.
No, I was listening.
I was listening to another show, Planet Money. I don't know if you listen to Planet Money at all, but it's another like NPR style show. I will tell you the difference between the Journal and Planet Money is they both do the same thing in that it's not the interviewer they have a producer that goes out, but somehow Planet Money makes it feel a little bit more personal than the Journal. And so I'm going to go back on what I said the other day. It's like, hey, a show that's highly produced that sends out a producer as opposed to the reporter that's doing the interview itself. I said I'm really against that. And I don't know, in Planet Money, I kind of feel okay about it. I just think the personality of the host may be different than the personality of the host on the Journal.
Well, like I like Malcolm Gladwell Revisionist History. I mean, I think he's 8 or 9 seasons in now, and the ones I've heard lately, he's a little rambly, but I really liked him early on. But they're highly produced. Like he's clearly got multiple people going out and doing interviews and talking to people, but it's really fucking good. It's just well put together, and it's good information, and it's entertaining, and it's all about the big picture of Anyway, I'm guessing at least one more of these is Jared, so I think we should definitely hear more before.
Okay.
I am curious from anybody else, though, if they feel that the Daily is extremely liberal. I mean, I would say personally, I feel they do lean to the liberal side. But again, my perspective is a relatively liberal perspective. So, yeah. Okay.
That's okay.
Hey, that's Strick.
Oh, it's not Jared. Okay. Anyway, but I'm sure he'll be back. Hold on. Sounds like Eric.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Erica here. Thought I'd weigh in on a few things from this week's episode.
Yeah.
It may take me 2 voicemails, so let me start with the entertainment section.
Entertainment.
Strick, I don't even know how you lasted an hour on Roadhouse. For me, half an hour at the most.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I think as I'm getting older, I'm just saying, you know what? Life's too short to waste any extra minutes. The only thing that kept me on there is Jake. I mean, come on. He looked pretty ripped, and, that wasn't bad to watch. But other than that, no, didn't even last barely a half an hour. On another entertainment note, Doug, a few episodes back, you mentioned something about whatever the show was that was presented and piloted after the Super Bowl, and you couldn't remember the name of it, and it was Tracker. And I'm sure you're either still watching it or you've given up. I'd love to know what you think about that. I've been watching it. My husband and I are like, yeah, it's kind of a little bit lightweight and predictable. But again, Jason Hurley, come on, you got to give the guy some credit. You know, he's good eye candy. And I liked the last one about the racehorse. So it's okay. It's entertaining. It's not like this major action thing, but I like it. And the third thing that we're watching these days is called Royal Pains. It's an old one. It was on on Netflix 2009 through
It's
the
good.
16. I don't know, something. 8 seasons, I believe. And I like things that have a lot of seasons because then you can kind of binge and watch a whole bunch of them, which I do. This one's pretty lightweight, but it's entertaining and it's fun. It's set in the Hamptons. It's about this Jewish
Dr. Hank.
doctor who got fired from working in the ER and goes to be a concierge doctor up in the Hamptons for the very wealthy. There's a fun storyline thread throughout it, a little love story in there. We're only on season 3, but anyway, so there's that. I think I'm running out of message recording time, so I'll call you back for more. All right, guys. Love you. Love the show. Bye.
Okay, so
big Hank fan.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Roadhouse was fucking horrible. I can't believe I did make it an hour. The actress, the woman who owns the Roadhouse, she was in Shrinking, I think it was, with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford, and she was really entertaining in that. I really liked her character, and so I think that was one of the other reasons I stuck around a little longer. And Jake Gyllenhaal, I usually really like him, but God, it was so fucking bad. And then Royal Pains. Yeah, Royal Pains I liked. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, I watched all 8 seasons of it. It was a really good show. It's kind of like, you know, it's a little bit predictable in there, and it's kind
light
of like
and cute.
Yeah, light and cute, really easy. It's easy to watch.
Yeah,
and they weren't like real long. The episodes aren't terribly long, so it was good. And I love the fact that it was 8 seasons, so all of that equaled a good show for us.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if Erica continues.
Hold on before you play that, just real quick, and we'll come back to this maybe next week. You know, I watched The Godfather 2 last night.
Okay,
and I don't understand what the big deal. I mean, I wasn't a real big fan of The Godfather 1, but I remember watching it many, many, many years ago, but I'd never watched Godfather 2. And I'm like, did this win all sorts of awards? Because maybe at the time in the early 70s, I think it came out in 74. When this movie came out, maybe there just wasn't a lot of competition for, the Oscars, because I didn't really think it was that good. It's got a lot of stars in it.
So the Godfather film trilogy, right? If I remember correctly, it's the only trilogy that has all 3 movies won Best Picture.
Yeah.
No, just not one Academy, like one Best Picture. Okay.
Wow.
So the first one came out in 72.
Right.
Second one came out in 74. And then the third one was in 1990.
Whoa. In 1990. I'm going to have to watch that one. Yeah.
Long break. So for me personally, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, so many filmmakers are like, oh yeah, like what was my favorite film of all time? The Godfather. Like I remember years ago watching it and I was bored. And then maybe a year or 2 ago, I'm like, you know what? Everybody loves it. Maybe I got to give it another try. No, it's like the first fucking scene. It's like, Jesus, is anything going to happen? It's so goddamn long.
It was 3 hours of length. It was a long movie. I'm like, something is going to happen.
I would never, ever watch the second or third one. Because the first one just like, huh? I don't see the appeal at all. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
You know, when I saw Al Pacino in Scarface, I'm like, no, this is a fucking good movie. There's action, there's activity. I don't know. Did Scarface win any awards?
Yeah, Scarface was like a bit over the top for me, but it was
totally over the top, but I didn't mind it. It was kind of like, and I'm not comparing the 2 movies in terms of director style, but it's kind of like a Pulp Fiction for me. Scarface was just a lot of violence, a lot of moving parts, a lot of relationships in there, a lot of things, angles you got to know. I'm trying to figure out what was it? Francis Ford Coppola? Is he the one?
No, I think that was De Palma. I'm pretty sure that was Brian De Palma. I'll look it up.
No, who did Godfather?
Oh yeah, that's Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to figure out like what was his, what did he add? Like, was it direction? Was it casting? Was it like, what was it that was his thing in the movie? Like Alfred Hitchcock, you can pick out like a lot of the director's scenes that it's like, okay, there's an impending doom here because it's got a checkered floor. But I couldn't figure that out with Coppola. And I was trying to look behind the movie to see what it was that was so fascinating and award winning about The Godfather 2.
So with Coppola, I think it's supposed to be all about the story and the actors, right? Like it's great stories and it's just, but it's bullshit. I
It was the internal struggle. Al Pacino, is that who it was? I'm
Al
sorry.
Pacino.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about, was it his internal struggle that he had to deal with all? Hey, look, spoiler alert here, so don't listen if you're going to watch The Godfather 2 and you haven't seen it in 74.
It's only
It's like,
it's only 35
it's
years
all
old.
about people that are trying to, kill or diminish the strength of Al Pacino's position. And I'm like, he's got to take revenge on them. So he ends up killing like his brother and his best friend and the family best friend and all that. And I'm like, all right, so is the whole movie about his struggle and about his fear and his paranoia about the world being against him? I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's just the whole mob mentality thing. And I've never been into mob movies. It's just
Okay.
not my thing at all.
All right.
You know what I watched again the other day? The Usual Suspects.
Oh yeah,
That movie's so fucking good.
really
Oh my
good.
God.
Is that Kevin Spacey? Who's
Kevin
that?
Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, that was one of his very early movies. So now I got to decide what to use for intros and outros because I've got say hello to my little friends. I have that. So that's from Scarface, right?
Right.
And then we've also got, I think, I may ask you a favor. I don't know if I have that or not, but I definitely have Usual Suspects ones as well. So it'll be a combination of those. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do it.
Okay.
All right. Let's get to the next
rest of
voicemail.
voicemails here.
In this message, I just want to bring up the idea of and talk about the investing you're talking about with Robinhood. And I am playing along, by the way.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not sharing what I'm investing in at the moment. I have a question for you both, though, which you've not really ever brought up, and that is exit strategy. For me and for my husband, whenever we invest, before we get in, we always look at what the exit strategy is. In other words, why are we investing? And I'm thinking the same thing for Robinhood here. Is it, and maybe you each have a different exit strategy. Are you buying to buy and hold and continue the Robinhood account so that you can, I don't know, pass it down to different generations? Are you looking for your exit strategy to be for each stock that you're investing in, like, oh, I'll sell when it gets to a certain amount and then I'll go put it elsewhere? Are you looking for, hey, let me get the whole account up to a certain amount and then I'm going to go, I don't know, buy a yacht or something, or in Strickland's case, a couple bottles of Fireball, depends, whatever it is, or Doug, another Airstream, or a tool for working on the Mustang. What's the exit strategy? I just want to know that. That's it. Nothing else. All right, guys. Love you. Love the show. Bye.
So here's the thing with exit strategy. It includes the word strategy, which means I haven't done it. I have no fucking idea. I haven't even thought about it.
All right, I'll share with you what my strategy is because if you were to know us, Erica, and for all of those in our nice guy community, is to know that we don't do anything full cocked. We do it half cocked. So I never really thought of, when you save for retirement, you have there's the horizon, and the horizon is, let's say, 65 or 70 or whenever it is that you're going to retire. And so you have this plan that you're going to build this amount of wealth until you get to that age, and then you're going to start pulling that amount that out a little bit at a time. With this particular account, I only had an in strategy. I have no out strategy. And I guess that's probably a problem, knowing that what would be if you bought a stock at $5 and it's worth $100 now? That means you've fucking made a lot of money. Even if you only bought a few shares of it, you made a significant percentage.
Mm-hmm.
There should be an exit strategy. Any good advisor would tell you have an up and have a down. If it gets up to this, you sell, at least sell the profits. And if it goes down to this, you sell because you're dumping out so you don't lose everything. I don't have that in this particular case. Do you?
No, I definitely do not.
So
In fact, my Robinhood, you know how I bought Pixelworks and I was so fucking brilliant because it went up so much right away and all that. Right? So now we're 3 months in, right?
Yeah.
And so we've purchased $50 each time.
$150 in.
So $150 investment. Do you know what my $150 investment is worth right now?
I'm gonna go 200.
No.
300.
Less.
What?
Less.
Wait, you lost money? Where are you?
Apparently,
Wait, bring it up. Bring it up on the
apparently,
screen.
Pixel. Okay, are you ready for this? You're gonna laugh. Are you ready?
I don't want to laugh because I don't want to laugh at a loss.
Can you see it?
No, I don't see your screen. I see. So your $150 is worth $152?
Right, exactly. $152.21. I am up after 3 months. I am up exactly 0.67%.
Wow, look at what happened. It dropped.
Oh no, that's
really...
today. I don't even fucking know. We don't have time to go into it, and it's not the end of the month anyway. We have to wait till the end of the month. But yeah, it's just funny. It's like that's the ups and downs, right? I mean, I was up like 40% or something right away.
Right,
and now
right.
I'm back to like, hey, I'm up 1/2 of 1%.
Hey, look, at least your
months.
150 is up to 152. I think my 150 is like down to 97 or something like that.
Okay,
something like that. Now this is just my play money. So we're not providing financial advice or any investment advice, but the rest of my stocks, I'm up like 40 some odd percent. Why with these three? I picked 3 dogs for the one. So I don't understand why, but we'll do at the end of the month. We'll give you a review. As a matter of fact, next week, the first topic that we'll talk about is our Robinhood stocks. If we can remember that, Strickland.
If we can remember. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next voicemail.
Hey guys, Erica here. Voicemail number, I'm not sure. I think 3.
3. Yeah.
I'm weighing in on Sally's analogy or metaphor of the cupcake idea, and I have a completely different take on it, Sally and Doug and Strick and everybody listening. I actually think it's the other way around. I think Doug's the frosting and Strick is the cake, and here's why. What sells a cupcake? The frosting, right?
Oh, totally.
If it's really got sparkly stuff on it and it's got frosting on it, it's more extroverted, it's on the outside of the world. Who's into sales? Doug. So I think Doug's the frosting, but what holds the whole goddamn thing together? Strickland, baby.
No doubt.
Strickland's deep, and Strickland listens and holds things together, and it's this sort of underlying, I got you in the palm of my hand feeling. Doug, I'm not saying you don't have my back, but I do think it's the opposite. I think Strickland's the cake, and Doug is the frosting. So that's just my 2 cents.
Such an interesting take.
Love you guys. Love the show. Bye.
I like it, and I don't disagree, but I also don't disagree with Sally. I think it's all in how you choose to look at it, and it's very, very interesting. It's like, Doug, how many times have you been in a conversation with somebody? Let's say there were 2 other people in the conversation, one person talking and you and somebody else listening. And you take away something from the conversation and somebody else takes away something completely different from the same conversation, right?
Yeah. For example, what I heard in that entire conversation was that Strickland has me in the palm of his hand, and I never want to be in Strickland's palm.
See, I didn't hear that at all, but I think we got 2 more voicemails and you have negative 1 minute, but we got to get through the voicemails.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick.
No.
Erica here. Voicemail number 4. I don't think I've ever left that message.
No.
Anyway, I just had to take this cupcake metaphor analogy thing one step further. And I realized we have not even talked about something that really helps, which is the cupcake paper. You know, the little thing that holds the cupcake and keeps it from getting stuck all over the pan. And that, my friends, is Steve O'Brien.
Oh,
because
nice.
He holds things together.
Yep.
And, you know, when you say, Steve O'Brien take us out of here. You couldn't even take the cupcake out of the cupcake tin without Steve O'Brien. So had to weigh in. We've got a third component. It's the paper, and that's Steve O'Brien. All right. You probably don't want to hear from me again today. That's it. Love you guys. Love the show. Have a great episode next week. Bye.
I got to say, I was really wondering where she was going with that, but she fucking nailed it. I mean, really, Steve O'Brien, he keeps us from getting stuck. It absolutely is true.
But where are the rest of the ingredients? Like if you were to say vanilla is like Jared is the vanilla, and do you say like Erica is the flour, and maybe that Emily
is the sugar,
the funfetti? who is what? This is good. We can work on this cupcake analogy. I think we can work this into a whole episode.
Okay, we got one more voicemail.
Okay.
Hey, fellas, it's Sally.
Hey, it's Sally.
I'm calling because at the beginning of your last episode, you were wondering what is the metric by which you should measure whether an episode was good or not.
Mm-hmm.
I offer to you the metric of how many times I laugh out loud. I think it was 3 or 4 last time, so that's good. That was a good one. How many times are you making your listeners laugh out loud during fuckery? That's the metric I go by. That's what I support. Anyway, love the show. I feel funny when I say that. And keep it up. Bye.
So I love that. So not only do we have Sally call, I think that's 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row now?
I believe so. I think that it puts her in the regular category. Not quite regular enough to get her own theme song, but not far off the mark from getting a theme song. But there are others that are probably a little bit in front of her to get their own theme song.
Mm-hmm.
As you were playing the theme song, I was thinking about who is the makeup of the voicemailers, and it says voicemail from Jared, and then it says screw the rest of y'all. Does that mean
maybe we should just change that up a little bit, because the rest of y'all includes Emily and Erica and Sally and Tim, and that's not very nice because they are calling in. But I also love that Erica is calling in and referencing Sally. Like, that's fucking deep. Like, people are listening and caring, and we appreciate that from everybody.
We do appreciate that. But you know what? There's an F-250 that has my name on it. It's waiting to be picked up.
150, I thought, right?
No, I have an F-250.
Oh, 250. It's not a 150.
No, it's 100 more than the 150, which is good because my stocks are down 100 at least. So I need to try to make that up. All right, let's head out of here. Next week we'll come back. We'll start with Robin Hood and we'll take it from there. In the meantime, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Over 600 episodes and they're still asking me to do their voiceovers. I'm kind of like Flo on those Progressive commercials. I bet she makes a hell of a lot more than me, though. Doug and Strick don't pay shit.
Hey, Doug, man, I heard Starbucks Unicorn Frappuccino tastes like sour birthday cake mixed with a creamsicle covered in pixie sticks and a healthy sprinkling of despair.
Oh, gosh, despair. Our show is so much better than despair and a lot cheaper, too. And it doesn't leave that ugly residue on your hands either. All they need to do, our listeners, our Funkin' fans, go to Nice Guys. Oh, where are we going? Patreon.com. Ah, shit. Okay, let's do that again. That was good.
You should watch 10 minutes of the pilot. If you like that, you'll love the series. If not, don't go back because it doesn't change much. All right, so I've got fucking homework now. Christ almighty, God damn it, you guys. I just want to read your stupid lines and move on.
The Nice Guys on Business presents Real Misfits of Genius. Real Misfits of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. or Ms. Show Notes Writer. Mr. or Mrs. Show Notes Writer. Never has one person done so much with so little. Shit shows don't give you much to work with. From one host not listening to the other, to the clinking of ice cubes in an empty glass of Fireball. Oh, Oh, I need my fireball. If it wasn't for you, the only entertainment we would get from these guys would be Steve O'Brien. And of course, voicemail from Jared. Not really Jared, just his theme song. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh poet of the show notes, because when it comes to making these guys look good, no one does it better.
That's right. That's how the pros do it, Strickland fucking Bonner.